There are two types of people in this world. The kind of person that sees a brown spot on their plant and is worried about it dying and thinks that they have to give it this extreme regimen to bring it back to 100%. And then there is the person that sees a plant almost completely dead and yet believes that it can make it past its struggles and can live to see another day. Well, I've always been the latter. I've always believed that our plants can do incredible things and can bounce back from so much damage. Earlier this week, I had something happen to one of my plants that illustrated to me exactly why I have that stance. Before I show you guys just what happened over here to one of my plants, I want to tell you about why I am the way I am with my plants and why I don't freak out when I see a couple of spots or something that looks a little bit abnormal when it comes to the plant's growth. I think gardening in itself is a journey, and it's about the experiences that we have while we're gardening. Yes, plants are very important to me and I love the plants that I have, but I'm not going to freak out or stress out or get myself into a negative attitude when I see some things wrong with my plants, because I understand in the end it is about the journey and the experience and all of the things that I learn. And also it's through the small failures here and there that we all have when gardening that we learn. We learn through these experiences in ways that we haven't been able to if we just looked up some articles online or read a couple of books. First-hand experiences are always going to surpass the knowledge that we've acquired through reading or watching other people's articles or videos. I am very thankful that you guys are here along with me for the journey of gardening, and that's why I always emphasize that's what it's about. The gardening process is all about the journey and the experience. It's about the cool things that we get to see in the gardens and the little surprises here and there that catch us off guard. So let's take a look at this plant that we've got here that gave us a little bit of a surprise this week. This dead little nub here was our Alocasia African mask. It was absolutely done for. There was no growth on it whatsoever. I think it went too long without being watered and dried completely up to the point where all of every single last bit of leaf and stem that was in there had wilted away. While I was out in the garden earlier this week doing some chores, I found a lovely little surprise waiting for me. Look at that. And there, and another one right there. We've got 3 beautiful little shoots of growth coming up off of this plant. So I think this is actually going to multiply the growth that we're going to see from this in the future, because instead of just off of one point, we're going to see 3 new points of growth here. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty certain that this thing was done for. I had just set it aside for future use when I would recycle this soil later on in the season, and hadn't really paid any attention to it at all, which is why I was so surprised when it shot out new growth. To say the least, I am very excited for the new growth here on this Alocasia African mask. Right now it is the 2nd week of September, so we are going to start seeing cooler temperatures outside. So all of the houseplants I have here around the garden area are going to start getting moved indoors. So at that point we're going to give them a tiny little bit of fertilizer just in case there has been a lot of fertilizer washed out from all the rain that we've been getting lately, and then just to give them a little bit of a pre-winter boost. So this is going to be, again, part of our indoor houseplant videos that we have throughout this winter. I thought I would have to buy a new one, but thankfully I don't have to. Along with the other indoor plants that I'm growing, we have Sansevieria, jade, we have several different types of cacti, this Guatemalense monstros or curly-sue cactus. And of course, there are succulents and sempervivum growing indoors too. We have some beaver tail cacti, ZZ plants, Monstera deliciosas, Echeveria chihuahuensis is one of my favorite succulents that I have right now. So all sorts of different plants that are going to be getting a lot of attention this winter, and all sorts of different experiments, which is what I love to do to keep me busy indoors during the winter months. While I can do a few things outdoors here, I can grow a few different crops. We are going to have some videos on those, such as like some brassicas or specifically a couple of different lettuce varieties. You can do some things like that outdoors, but for the most part, it's all going to be indoors. There's going to be a lot of houseplants, but I also plan on growing some sprouts and a couple of other food crops indoors in the basement, because I want to start finding different ways to grow food year round, even in a colder climate like this that we have in southeastern Wisconsin. So thank you guys all so much for watching today. I hope you stick around to see all these cool projects and videos that I'm about to come out with throughout the winter months. Here at Wisconsin Wonder Garden, we are really non-stop year-round. It's a lot of great stuff. I hope you guys join the community. Leave a comment down below on which type of a person you are. Are you the type of person that freaks out every time you see a spot on your plant? If you do, I totally get it, but just don't let that ruin the garden experience for you. Or are you the type of person that sees a plant like this and thinks, there's gotta be a way that this thing will still survive? Leave a comment down below. I'm interested to see what type of gardeners you guys might be. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next episode.